Steven here, or as some of my YouTube friends call me, Amador. Today we are working on another Multiverse game, Spotlight. We are going to be painting some miniatures. Now these are from the Battletech game that I highlighted a little while ago. I have gone through and I have primered all of them, and today we are going to paint them. See if we can actually get them all painted. I'm not really sure if I'm going to be able to or not, but we'll see what we can do here. So there are 8 miniatures in the base game. Like I said, I have them all primered. I have some paints laid out here. I have some electric blue. I'm using mostly Army Painter war paints. I have some ultramarine blue. Dry rust, gunmetal, pure red, army green. I have demonic yellow, orc blood, which is a purple color, and I want to paint each one a different color. And then I'm going to use some highlights and stuff on like some weapons and stuff to make them look a little better. Now I have a whole bunch of brushes here. I'm probably only going to end up using maybe 1 or 2 of these. I have them all out because I'm not really sure yet which ones I'm going to use. I got some water here. I got a thing to mix paints in, and my paper towels. So let's get started here. Alright, so I have my Citadel handle here. I'm going to take one of the minis here that I'm going to paint. Stick it in the handle. We're going to start with this guy here. Nice and secure. Gives us a pretty good way to hold it while we paint. And then let's get started here. Now I think I want this guy to be red, so we're going to use red as a base. So I'll put a little bit of red paint in here. Probably should mix it up a little bit first, actually. There we go, a little bit better. Then I'm going to grab a paintbrush here. Since we're going to be doing most of this guy in red, I'm going to get a bigger brush, something that I can do a little bit of dry brush with. Get a little bit of paint on here, and we'll wet a brush. Dry it off just a tad. We want to make sure that there is paint on our brush, but we want just barely any paint at all. And then we're going to give him a nice dry brush. This way he gets color. He looks, it'll look a little faded, but the color is there. And we'll do several light coats until we get to where we want it to be. Like I said, I'm going to do pretty much the whole thing here in red, and then we'll go back and kind of take care of the areas where we want to cover up the red. I'm not too worried about whether or not I get him in, whether or not the red gets in places where I may not want it later on. So just like this, and we'll continue on and do the rest of the mini, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. Alright, so we have the first coat done on him. I ended up using this fairly large brush and just kind of dry brushed him. We're going to let and set him dry, even though we just painted him and he's pretty well dry to the touch. We're going to let him sit for a little bit while we work on some of the others. But if you can see that, I think he looks pretty good. We do have quite a few of the recesses that are still kind of dark. Now we'll end up doing a wash on him to kind of clean that up. But I want him to look like, these things have been used for years. They've been in a lot of battles. So while, maintenance is mainly spent on trying to keep them running and stuff like that, so things like paint are kind of secondary. So they look like they've been used a lot. So and I'm going to do that with pretty much all of them. So let's look at our next one here. Okay, and then our next one, and I probably should have started with the lighter colors and worked my way down. We're going to do this guy next. And I think I want to use some blue on him. And just like we did on the other guy, we're just gonna dry brush him here and basically paint the higher surfaces and see what we can get here. Alright, so here's our second guy. He's got a nice blue color to him. He's got a little bit more color to him than the other one. I think he's about ready here for his detailing as well. So let's move on to our next mini. Alright, so there we have him. Not too entirely happy with how he's turning out so far. I don't think that I got the green paint mixed very well, so it's a little oily, I think. We'll see how he looks when he dries. We may have to do some touch-up work with him and recoat him. But let's move on to our next one for the moment. We are going to work on him, and I think we're going to use some orc blood for this one. So, alright, and there's what he looks like. Got a nice purple coat to him. So we got 4 minis left. Army green we've used. We still have the yellow to use. The rest we want to use as a touch up. Let's see, I do have some other colors over here. Let's see what we got. That's a flesh color, so we don't want to do that. Dragon Necromancer cloak, that might be kind of interesting. Skeleton bone could be interesting, kind of a tan color. And I suppose we could do a white one. Let's see here. Let's do yellow next. And we're going to do this guy here in yellow. Alright, so there's that guy. Looks pretty dirty, but I think he'll work. We're definitely going to need to do some touch-up work and maybe in the second coat on him later. Alright, so this guy is the one we're going to do next, and we're going to use matte white for him. Alright, so here's him. Yep, he almost looks like a stormtrooper. Alright, 2 minis left. This brush is actually working out really well. Alright, we're going to do this guy next. He's kind of a little guy. We're going to use skeleton bone for him. There's him painted up. Last but not least, we have this guy. Let's get our necromantic cloak here. And there we go with him. Now I have all 8 minis painted up here. Now this is just the base coat. The first paint. I still need to do some detail work on them. and then eventually do a wash. I may do a second coat of the base before we do any more work on it. I'm going to let these dry overnight, and I'll check them out in the morning and see if we need to do that. So in our next episode, we will work on some of the detail work on one of them and get it all finished up and go from there. I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like button down below. If you'd like to see more of my videos, please hit the subscribe button. And until next time, you guys have a good one. Goodbye.